Hey, welcome back to React University. I'm Corey.
And I'm Dana.
And today we're back with another episode of Shogun.
That is right. We are reacting to Season 1, Episode 5, Broken to the Fist. But before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, comment, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, and hit the notification bell so you always know whenever we release something new.
Guys, just a reminder, you can watch the full reaction of this episode right now on our Patreon page. Please go and support, and for all our YouTubers, there's 4 episodes of this series right now available on Patreon, so please go and support. Really appreciate it. Helps the channel. And with that, class is in session. Let's do this. Yummy.
So gross. I bet that was fun to create those like set pieces.
He's gonna tell him. Yeah. Who is this? Who is this? Dang, son. Oh, his father came back. Oh, it's not his father. Who is this? Oh, see, told you. What'd I say?
What happens if she got pregnant? It's gonna be like, it's obviously not mine. But you typically with genetics anyway, I don't need to explain
that's
that.
the least of their worries.
Right. More than likely,
he gonna come out looking different. Period. What we got?
It's so slippery to wear socks with sandals. Ronan.
安心の屋敷にとどまり通詞の役目を続け主人は文太郎にはそなたと同じく安心の屋敷に投留する。
Wow. What a predicament.
根原上禅を殺したのは我が息子の計りごと上禅を死なせたのは愚の骨頂。
Absolutely.
マリコ殿、この記事は安心に使わすからの例の印じゃ。
Come on, son. Let me talk to you for just a sec.
I think part of the issue is that he doesn't talk to his son.
Right. He doesn't even want to look at him.
いささかの疑いも持たなんだが、上禅を亡き者にするようやぶしげにはめられたやもしれぬと。お前はあのような愚行に駆り立てさせたのは、野心に燃える甥の方か。
Yep.
父上、殿と呼ばぬかいつまでも甘えるでない。けども俺が熊というやつは人以上に油断がならぬ。
That's gotta sting.
やすやすと罠にはまりよった。手なずけられたのじゃ。鷹と変わらんわ。さほど麗しゅうもないがの。
Dang.
Said, let your enemies do the dumb stuff and make the first move, not you.
手なずけられん者などおらぬ。人を操り、獲物めがけて飛ばす術を身につけよう。そなたのために狩りをさせるのじゃ。 そのことが飲み込めるまでそなたから大砲隊の指揮権を取り上げる。
You got manipulated. You've been played.
I feel for him because he wants his dad's
Congratulations.
approval so much.
You played
It's
yourself.
causing him to make such stupid decisions. How do they not fall asleep sitting and listening to the sound of that rain? Sounds so peaceful.
殿、上禅様にござりまする。
Now what you gonna do?
As I live and breathe.
This is what you wanted.
Most precious gift there is. You see that? I do my part and the old man does his. Now we're getting somewhere.
No.
Now we'll hang it up for a few days to mature, maybe a week, depending on the weather.
Is that what he's supposed to be doing with this?
鳥は腐りまするぞ。
Yeah.
お分かりでござりまするか。腐る。
Yes, yes. There will be a terrible stench. But this is a gift from Toranaga-sama. It must be the best pheasant this village has ever prepared. Now, this next part is very important. No one is to touch this bird. Kokoro imashita ka? Kinzuru. Hai. Sawattara shinu.
They're like, you're gonna eat rotten meat, bruh?
にするものには安心様の道具
I
を
think
使わ
he
ぬように
uses
し
will
て
touch
同
our
じ村
food.
に腕のいい料理人がおりまする。
料理人を変えとうなったら私戸田様がお見えでございまする。
Toda. So that's our last name.
マリコはどこじゃ。
That's
虎中様の
Buntaro.
友人に参られました。
嫁が万人と同じ屋敷に暮らしてると聞き、なんとも気分が悪かった。
存分におもてなしさせてくださりませ。
万人の奥方とはどんなもんじゃ。
私は旗本の性質でございますゆえ分かりかねまする。
Good for you.
万人は万人の女子だけ相手にしておればよいのじゃ。万人に申し伝えておけ。有言には戻るとな。
She looks like terrified in his presence. Obviously, he is not a
All right.
like warm
He's not the fuzzy
personality.
guy.
Yeah.
されど、わしが十分後ろに下がってからにしてもらいたい。双心なき旨を石堂に誓えと命じられたそうじゃが、どうなさるおつもりかな。
いや、無論拙者は虎長様のもとにとどまり、虎長様と拙者は一連卓勝にござりまするゆえ。
そうかな。上禅らを攻撃させたのはお主かな。
いえいえ、そのような報告させまいとしてご決断されたのでございます。
長門はあのような策略を思いつくほど賢くはない。
He reading your mail, my guy.
長門殿と酒を組み交わしておりました我が親の言
So
葉
you
で
give up your own nephew?
考えが浮かんだのでございましょう。
You willing to do that?
長様に代わって懲らしめておきまする。
懲らしめると。末頼もしき若武者をわしが懲らしめねばならんのじゃ。じゃが甥御殿のおかげでキャツラの方から討ち入れてここにおる我らを攻めるより他のうな。
おっしゃる通りにございまする。それがしも同じことを考えておりました。
This guy.
This dude.
大砲隊の采配を任せると。
Oh, really?
近江殿には当然の方。
He's mad about that.
お前がまだ見つけ出せぬ患者が隠れ蓑にするにはもってこいじゃな。虎長がお前に大砲の采配を任せるそうじゃ。兵たちをよう鍛錬しておけ。
もしご所望であれば逮捕隊はお十円にお譲りいたしますが。
は？
You want me to get?
Oh no.
もともとわしのものである大砲隊をどのようにしてわしに譲ると申すのじゃ。お？お？
Don't take it out on him.
石堂に申し開きをせねばならん。こちらがうまく運ばなかった時のためにな。
Why?
はもっとむごいこともあったのを蚕を醤油で煮て食わねばならんか。
It's so gross.
マリコ様も私もよくよく業が不幸ござりまするな。神のように台所を汚されたと思うたらこたびは叔父上が黄泉の国から舞い物。安心様の身が危うくなるようなら私におっしゃってくださりまするな。
No, she's actually
何
caring
が
for
危
him.
うくなるなどと思われるのじゃ。
I understand your husband is to stay with us now. Is there anything you feel I
Telling me.
should be preparing for?
Dinner? And you will be a gracious host.
She's like telling him to be a gracious host.
いい石がなければ岩は臓器が生い茂る。
So we need to get a good rock.
Like it. 2 alpha males. Let's see what's gonna happen.
ようこそおいでくださいました文太郎。
My husband wishes for you to address him as Toda-sama, as Bintaro is reserved only for those close to him.
Tell Toda-sama it's a relief he was able to escape Osaka, and an honor for him to have observed our cannon regiment today.
わしの弓はどんな大砲よりも早く長く飛ぶ。何やら屋敷の中で死んでおるのではないか。
失礼いたします。有限の支度が。
I wonder what his angle about this.
Who?
Dead
Bintaro?
bird.
No, that's probably how they do things in England.
English, rabbit, stew. Now, admittedly, I had to substitute for the ingredients. Sake, sherry, tastes like gravy in the end.
Is that literally how they do it?
Yeah.
It's not the same without sherry anyway. There you go.
Is that like legit? Just let food sit out there and rot and then cook it?
Well, he said they wanted them to wait and he could show them how to like. He was telling the kid like, "Oh, it's so great. You get to learn how to clean your own."
What do you say?
You eat like a baby monkey.
Is that true or no?
賢い猿じゃな。体が飲み込みがよいではないか。
He's being mean.
You know where I come from, only women drink from a tiny cup like that.
The polite size of the sake cup helps us to enjoy the drink and
How you drink it and put all the sake in the...
She's like literally frozen.
This is how we drink.
It's too much testosterone.
I love it. Hey, don't compete with a... Yo, y'all gonna be drunk.
Staring in awe.
I think Fuji-sama appears to be tired. Fuji-sama, お疲れでござりましょう。
Oh, nonsense.
Yeah.
Ask her husband if he'd share the story of his escape in Osaka. Go on, ask him then.
She doesn't want to.
安仁様は大阪を脱出なさった武勇伝をぜひ聞かせてほしいとおっしゃっておられます。
物語は子供に聞かせるものじゃ。ならばこやつに戦の話を聞いてみよう。こやつは虎長様の隊を鍛錬する立派な侍であろう。
He would like to know about a war you have fought in.
Ah, well, my war stories are full of holes.
Please listen. My husband is tired and has had a lot to drink. You must tell him the story.
He can't tell me a story, but I got to tell him? Like, you talk about war. What you...
What?
You want me to talk about war? Did you want to talk about yours?
She
And then tell me to
literally
choose
just
my
gave
words
him
carefully?
a warning.
He asks you to choose a post.
But he's going to shoot it.
The left or the right post.
Oh, the man can't even see straight.
Please.
Right.
右の柱を。
Mariko-sama, you should move. Mariko-sama, move. Mariko-sama.
So, like, when he get drunk, he start to toy with her?
Mariko-sama, get out of the fucking way.
He's gonna be pissed
That's why
that
she
he
was afraid.
cares.
She was afraid because she knew she would be the target.
Please tell him that while I understand that in this country, like mine, a man's wife is his property, but I believe strongly that his wife merits better.
Will you translate that?
I'd be nervous because he might do something else stupid.
ものであり、夫の意のままにして良いのでござりましょう。されと安仁様は妻をもっと丁重に扱ってはいかがかとおっしゃっておられまする。
Oh, he's not gonna like that.
He probably never been told that.
あろうことか。お前を丁重に扱いじゃぞ。こやつにお前の氏筋を教えてやれ。
And she has been withholding her name.
I'm to tell you about my family.
お前にどんな横島な汚れた血が流れておるのか教えてやれ。
Kuroda-sama was corrupt and murderous, and so my father killed him out of love for the realm. For this he was hunted along with my family, all of my brothers, sisters. They all knelt before my father, who was forced to execute them one by one. Before committing seppuku himself.
Dang.
I asked my husband to let me take action against this injustice, but I can do nothing. Because my husband orders me to live.
誰が下がっておると申した。
So let me get this straight, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Her father did something, killed the other guy.
Her father served a lord, and that lord was the taiko before, or the ruler before the last taiko. But that ruler was
bad,
cruel.
Get out of the way. Just move, damn it.
叔父上はもうおりませぬ。
Get out of the way. Ima.
Get back! 安仁様にこのようなありさまをお見せしてはなりませんなんだ。
Oh, Christ.
出て行ってくださりませ。この家で騒ぎを起こされたら安仁様の恥となりますゆえ。この家は業の深い人間だらけじゃ。
So did she feel like there was injustice that she didn't get killed with her family?
Yeah, like that she's the only one that gets to live.
To live.
Look at me!
You don't know how to use a sword. Don't. Is he about to kill himself?
Does he feel bad about the situation?
I've disturbed the harmony of your home. Please forgive me.
At least he's on honorable, I guess.
Get up, you bastard! On your feet!
He's literally bowing. So maybe he does get violent when he drinks, because that's one thing she warned.
You piece of shit.
That's the arrows that he shot.
Which means his aim was perfect.
While drunk.
While drunk.
Dude is a savage.
Yeah.
So she wants to die to be with her family.
He won't
she
let
can't
her.
because he won't let her. But why won't he let her? Is it
'Cause
because he actually care for her?
No.
But
he's a jerk.
he's a jerk.
He seems like he's always treated
Jerk
her
face. Right.
poorly.
Right.
拙者が名乗り出ること何卒お許しくださいませ。
そうはいかん。死の誠の名は殿本明直。かねてよりわしに仕える大事な家臣じゃ。
Wow.
患者の役目を続けよう。
ならばいかがいたしましょう。
その方の身代わりをあてがってやれ。
Scapegoat. 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 Scapegoat.
村で噂が立っておりまする。
That is disgusting.
It is.
Morning. Where's Mariko-sama?
このひどい匂いを取り除いてはいけませんでしょうか。
I don't understand anything you're saying. Where is she?
Just point at the bear, at the bird. Say, look, stinky.
All of this is my doing.
Mariko-sama, your husband's brutality is no fault of yours.
We should not be seen together.
Oh, the pox on that.
Your swords. Fuji-sama believes they were given to her father as a battle honor. The truth is he died a coward, begging for his life. Her grandfather bought them from a drunken samurai for 3 bags of rice to spare her the embarrassment. I would not expect for you to understand.
Oh, forgive me, but you'd die to avenge your father. You'd live in anguish.
I will honor my duty as your translator. But from this day forward, the only words we share will be from mother's lips.
So be it.
But now she doesn't even want to like be seen with him or.
Right.
What's the matter with everyone? What is it? Pheasant.
They took your pheasant.
Tori. Tare. Totta desu ka?
上次郎でござりまする。
Oh, the gardener. Old bastard should get a medal just for being able to climb up there. 読んできて。
上次郎は死にました。
死にました。
Oh.
どうして？
Y'all killed him because he touched it.
殿が禁じると仰せでござりましたゆえ、触ったら死ぬと。
What have you done? You put that old man to death over a stinking, God-cursed pheasant.
You did.
He gotta understand their customs.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You.
私が追うべき責めにござりまする。
Why in Christ's name didn't you ask me?
何卒私をご成敗なされませ。
Go away.
All of you! Go away!
Customs. Like, if
And
you don't
he
understand
didn't
it,
realize when you say
Right.
you do this, you die. You can't just say that
Right.
unless you mean it.
When we were at sea, we discussed my training your army in European combat. I feel I have now fulfilled that duty. I ask that my ship and my men be returned to me so that I may leave and not return.
二人とも顔色が悪いの。
Life has no value to you. Only the meaningless rituals you're trapped in, like Ujiro, who died for nothing.
It is my understanding that you ordered no one to touch that bird, and by law your house could not disobey that order. Nor could they allow the rotting pheasant to ruin the peace of the village.
The bird meant nothing to me.
Your words gave it meaning.
ざれ事には構っておれん。
He's like, y'all have something y'all need to deal with.
He said this is above me. Like,
So someone had to steal it and bury it. And Wejiro announced that he had been sick lately, so he volunteered. He died for a great purpose.
I killed him.
yes,
Yes.
bruh.
Lord, forgive me, I killed that old man.
There's a disturbance.
Oh my gosh.
Big.
Oh my gosh. Oh. That was massive. His fan. Oh, he's buried.
These belong to Fuji's father. They may not be much, but I'd be honored if he would accept this gift.
Wow. It's like, what now?
Probably most of his men swallowed up by the ground.
The guy was impaled. Oh. Wonder if he's worried about the last thing he said to
Yeah.
Fuji. Aww. Aww.
Because of the garden. He's learning. He's learning the customs and learning the ways.
地震の後ようやくこれが見つかりました。叔父上の仰せの通り不埒な患者目が暗躍しておったようでござる。
年寄りの庭師でございます。
Oh.
名は
上次郎万人の屋敷に仕えておりました。
Scapegoat, scapegoat, scapegoat. That last scene actually had me pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
よくぞご無事でお戻りになられましたお芝の方。
ご母堂様の無事のお戻り、大老一同お喜び申し上げまする。
いっぱい食わされたとも聞いておりまする。またもや虎長にたばかられ、動きを辛抱が足らぬことですまぬの。
太閤様のお世継ぎにあだなすものあれば、この石戸命を懸けて。
しからば戦議は終わったと思ってよいのじゃな。衆のお考え、しかと聞かせてもらいましょうぞ。
What's happening here? Is she like rising up?
But wasn't she the one that was giving Toranaga the eye? Remember when her father was like on his deathbed and she was giving him the eye? And her dad was like, "Ooh, it could have been you and my daughter. It could have been you and her." You remember that?
Maybe.
But she has a very crafty
Demeanor.
look. Yeah, demeanor. But so originally his plan was that she, Lady Oshida, did I say that right? Was gonna stay at Edo, Toranaga's place until she had the baby. But everything changed. Obviously, Toranaga fled, and she did not yet have the baby. She's still pregnant.
Right. So she returned.
So
right.
much.
So for this episode, this is what I'm getting, right?
Okay.
John was able to clearly see his lack of understanding for the culture cost somebody their life. And to him, he was thinking like, why are y'all doing this? But when he was confronted by Mirako saying like, no, you basically,
your words,
it was your words,
that meaning,
right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, I killed him. So in the moment of the previous episode, when she was saying like things, they build up really fast because things fall really fast, whatever, because there's tsunamis, there's earthquakes, fire, whatever it could be. And so he was able to see firsthand that also taking place, and how, I guess, fragile things can end up being. So he's like, he saw how much the culture impacts decisions and why their customs are where they are and how they do things. I mean, just like, and then like Lord Toranaga, he also realized that there's some issue y'all need to kind of, talk out. And so he got up and walked away, and then the earthquake took place. Obviously there was a lot happen here. Was this the same episode? No, that was the last episode. Was it this episode or was the last episode that his old boy vowed because he didn't want? That was last episode.
That was last.
Man, a lot happened. I'm confused.
Oh wait,
there's a lot.
No. That was this episode.
That was this episode.
Because the whole reason why, because he shot the arrows, and then left, and he blamed it on the sake, and then he came back and saw that the arrows hit their true mark. But either way, he had brutalized
his
her
wife
because of how things went down, right? That's why he went out to confront her in the first place. And it was that next morning he went out to go find Mariko, and she was like, I'm not gonna talk to you again, basically. Right. And came back, found out about the gardener, and then goes to go meet with Toranaga. And by that point, Mariko was explaining to Lord Toranaga, that she had suffered injuries or whatever, and blah blah blah. It was all this episode. That was a lot.
I feel like this is just a lot of I can't even talk about it. I feel like I didn't process it.
Yeah, no, I think it came across. It felt like a lot of rapid fire things that if you pause for a minute and digest it, you could turn it over and get more out of it.
I just feel like a lot of things that they was kind of sprinkling in other episodes came full circle here as far as like different,
well, yeah,
like understanding the culture and also understanding why they do what they do, and like at this.
Definitely the part about, she said, like, we build our houses as quickly as they come down.
Right.
That I think is evidenced here by how like devastating that particular earthquake was. I also think it's interesting, like, remember when John like finally had a house and his consort was like, well, I can't, you know, eventually was like, I can't be consort to a man who doesn't carry swords, you know? So then later on when he started carrying swords to like the battle practices, they're like, oh my gosh, now he's carrying swords, like he's legit, like in their culture. That's really important. So,
but again, to those swords,
the swords themselves. Well, what's interesting, like his consort respected the swords because she thought they belonged to her father's, but then Mariko explained, like, these particular swords, there's nothing super special. Like, her dad was a coward, and like to save from embarrassment, the swords were bought off of some drunkard, like, you know what I mean, but they do that
vagabond.
Right, in order to like have her have something to honor, which shows us how much they like,
and they're willing to lie to her to
give her something,
right,
you know, because of who she is.
And I'm quite sure Tornaga knows that.
Well,
because when he handed him the sword, he was like,
well, that's what I was gonna say too.
Really,
like,
I'm about to get these swords. This is hilarious.
When he went through the earthquake, right? Obviously, they found the fan, and when he picks up the fan, and we saw him do his little fan thing and we wave it when he was addressing the army before, but he kind of tossed the fan to the side because he's like, it's the swords that were the big deal. So Mariko's like looking hard for them, and it's like, oh man, he lost.
Call all his men and say, find my swords.
Well, I mean, he could, if those particular swords were important, but it's like, I don't know, something happened, like you lost your wedding ring or you lost something that was like really, but it was almost as if being swordless, almost you felt like you were less than, right? And so the act of him giving him his swords,
which he knows is probably swords from Vagabond.
The swords themselves don't have value.
He's like,
the swords.
That's why I think he laughed. He's like, this is ridiculous.
That I'm getting swords from a barbarian.
Right. From,
the barbarian got that aren't even.
Right.
But I thought it was, it made
but
it
I gotta,
even more
but
meaningful.
I gotta take it because like we're all still perpetuating this lie.
Well, no, I don't think that. I didn't think that.
That's what I'm thinking.
No.
That's why I think he laughed.
No, I think he laughed. But I think it's like the fact that it's the barbarian that's handing me swords, because he's learned that it's important for us to carry swords in this custom. I think it was more the turn of events.
No,
in part
I think
two.
he was just laughing because he just received these swords that's from a vagabond.
But I don't think it's. I mean, I think it's
He's
honorable to have swords that are meaningful, right? In this case, though, wouldn't it be better to have not so honorable sword than to be swordless?
Yeah, but it's where the swords are coming from is probably why he's laughing. That's my take on it. That's why I think he laughed. Not so much that John handed him these swords because he understood the custom. I think he laughed because he realized, I'm getting these freaking vagabond
You're talking about
swords.
him laughing specifically?
Right.
That's not what I'm talking
That's
about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm talking about, that's not what I'm talking about.
And obviously, John, Aji, he knows that these are vagabond swords. Like, he handed to him, he's like, take my swords, Not
because he didn't want vagabond swords.
Right.
Just because he
understand that was important. Like, I get that. Like, he know that this is important, so I'm going to give you these swords. But another good episode. I enjoyed it. It was another good episode.
I'm a little concerned about how Buntaro is gonna act. I'm curious now.
Who?
Buntaro?
Who are these people?
Mariko's husband. Oh. Because like he said, he was drunk, but he is a good shot. Mm-hmm. Like just because he's drunk, like he survived some crazy like feats, so the look that he gave, when John was walking back, and the look he gave was kind of like, I pulled the rug over your eyes a little bit for a second.
I don't think so. I think
he looked like he had some hatred in his eyes.
I think he was. I know he's upset, and there's no doubt that he's upset, and there's probably still hatred there. But I think to his point, I think when he's blaming on the sake, like he was like like these people, mean drunks, they get drunk and they do dumb stuff. You see in all the movies. they always say, I don't like myself this way, you know, I don't mean to do this, you know, it's the alcohol, you know, that's making me do these things, right? And they go into AA Anonymous, you know, because they've done something bad.
AA stands for
AA Anonymous. Yeah,
No.
AA. They go to AA, was Alcohol Anonymous. They go to Alcohol Anonymous. And they go to AAA.
They go to AAA.
They go to AAA. And so,
Oh my gosh.
and because of their, you know, their situation, and so I think he's in the same way. Like, I don't want to be this way, but I am this way, and yeah, he can blame it on the alcohol.
But even when he's sober, he's a jerk.
He's a jerk, right? And so, but that's what I'm thinking. I think like the alcohol allows him to go further than he probably would
have had he been sober.
As he's sober, right?
So he's
not
a
that he's
jerk.
still not a jerk.
He just becomes a worse jerk.
He's just become
when
a
he's
worse,
drunk.
the worst version of himself.
Ooh,
you know,
it's hard when you're already starting off as a bad.
Right,
you know.
and so that's why she was like, "Hey, can we like stop this? Like, I'm gonna be the one who's gonna take the brunt of this."
Also, it's kind of hard. Like, he obviously is a very highly respected warrior. And even Mariko, I think she admires him as a warrior. She respects him as a warrior. I think that is like that's it. That's all in terms of her care for him. But what do you think about what she shared about her story?
No,
that her dad
I just think
killed the ruler because he was murderous.
Right.
But then, you know, because it's dishonorable to kill your ruler,
right.
Obviously your, you know, shame falls upon you and your family, and she must have been the oldest, maybe, if she was already married, and that's why she couldn't fight, and literally everyone else had to die.
Right. I mean, like,
that's really sad.
She just wanted to die, and with
it
her
makes
family.
me think of Jamie Lannister getting the nickname Kingslayer, right? Because, you know, the Mad King wanted to burn them all, and so he killed the king, and of course he's demonized for that.
But he don't want to die.
No, he doesn't want to die, but like in that, you know, custom, he's not required to kill his entire family. And
but I'm wondering, like, does he, Mariko's husband, does he actually care for her? Is what I
don't
like. Is he like
so?
He care for her, but in his own like evil way. Therefore, he keeps her alive, not to torture her. I don't think he's like this. I don't see him as somebody who just like, I just like to torture people. You know what I mean?
Sure?
I don't see him. I think he's more complicated than that. I don't think it's just simply I just want to torture her for the rest of her life, so I keep her alive. And you know, I think he's angry at her. I do think he has. He's also obviously a bad person, but I think but he's also honorable, as in he would do what he need to do for his lord. I just think there's a lot. I think he's a complicated person. Again, doesn't make him right. Still like horrible person, but I think he's complicated. And I think we're gonna learn more about him as time goes on. And I think maybe we may go into respect him a little bit. Not so much like him, but respect him.
I respect him as a warrior, but the other thing that it just made me think of, right? So obviously they have a son together. So when they were first married, maybe things were different, because if all this went down after she was already married, maybe he originally went into the marriage thinking like, oh, I'm marrying a good catch, you know? Maybe that was part of it. And then maybe finding out he's like associated to a person who's had shame come upon her entire family makes him resent her, and maybe that's why he's treating her that way. I also was gonna say, I think that like, especially if you're in a position of prominence, you wouldn't want people on the outside seeing your wife and being like, oh, she's like uncared for. That would make him look bad. So I feel like he more cares about appearing honorable. Maybe not so much she actually cares about her.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. What rating would you give this episode?
Ooh. Let's just go with the 9.125.
9.125. I'm gonna give this episode a 9. I think it's a good, another solid episode. A lot of good information, a lot of revelation.
Yeah.
John came to understand more of the customs, and that actions he do is going to have a lot of consequences. So I think he's going to really try to figure out how to play the part while being there. So 9 for me, 9.8.
No,
9.125.
Yes.
For her,
good job.
What is your score? What would you give this episode? Comment below, let us know. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you can always get the latest of anything we post right here on the channel.
That is right. Also, don't forget to become a member of our Patreon. You can see the full reaction to this episode as well as up to 4 episodes in advance if you are a member on there. So go check it out. You will not be disappointed.
Guys, and until next time, catch you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.